Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day. This pattern, it's a very simple one, very easy, but a handy little nymph to have. I always love using Caddis on the Tongariro, and this ticks just a lot of boxes. For what goes well there. Change the light. I often switch over to a glow bug, but yeah, one during the day and nothing's happened. I've often switched over to a Caddis and they work great, but they work well wherever else you're using Caddis as well. This one's using a material called Bodyspan from Semperfli. Kind of a little spool, little wheel thing like that. It's a super stretchy, sort of flat material. You can quite see it, actually hold it there. You can see it's got a lot of bend, a lot of give in it rather. If you don't have that, vinyl rib, D-rib, whatever you want to call it, it's a good substitute as well and works well. But I've been enjoying them tying them out of these lately. I've also got a little bit of peacock and a little bit of partridge in there. And a little soft hackle gives it a whole lot of movement. But we'll crack on, get into it. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's go. Alright, our hook tonight, we're using a Kamasan B110. It's a lovely little curve in it, and the trusty old Semperfli Nano silk. This one's the 30 denier or 18 autumn black. Just because I like that dark head on the Caddis, and we're just going to get that base layer of thread on there. I've just botched that a little bit, but that's alright. Accidents happen. And just get it tied in there. Again, if you just hold that thread out at a 45-degree angle from the hook, you can get nice touching wraps. It just pushes it back into itself so that you don't get big gaps through there. But nothing overly amazing about these steps, just keep ticking away. And you want to go down until you're about halfway down into that, 2/3 the way down the hook before it really starts curving back around. And from there we'll eventually find our scissors and we'll just get rid of the tag end, don't need that. Alright, Bodyspan. Okay, I'm using green. Caddis, you can come in all sorts of colours really. Like, look at photos from what's been pulled up from the Tongariro. They come from all sorts of colours. You've got whites, pale greens, all the way through to dark olives and almost browns, but I do find I quite like this sort of bright green. Don't know if it just sticks out or what, but fish seem to like them. And then you're just going to take it and start wrapping it up and around. The first few wraps I'll do quite tight, just sort of semi overlap them. As you go up, just a little change in tension, not much, but it just might be a bit hard to see there, but it gives it a little bit of a segmented look. And we'll just keep going up and up and up. And just tie it in. It just sort of squishes down and ties in. It's a very easy material to use. Let's just get a little bit of the tag end that was sticking out from where we started, just tying that down and out of the way. And then just get rid of that. Easy as. Right, next up is Peackock Herl. I've seen in other videos, it's one of my favourites. I just love that colour through it. I'm just going to tie it in just over that last little strip, last little segment that you tied in there, back down the body, and just get that secured in nicely. Just pull away your tag ends or snip them off if you want, or tips rather. I like to use the tying thread as a guide for these. This one makes the Peackock Herl look a bit bushier, a bit nicer, a bit more uniform. But just every couple of turns, just take your tying thread and wrap it forward. And I'll wrap it the opposite way to my tying thread. This makes it a bit easier when you're tying it off at the other end. Get rid of that. Alright, in theory you could just fish it like this. It's a handy little nymph just on its own like that. I like to give it a bit more movement though, and that's where the partridge comes in. To pair them, I've gone over it a little bit before, but you can see that sort of natural curve of it there going down. If you have the underside of the feather facing back towards the fly, just like to grab it by its tip, pull those underbits out, pull the fluffy and rubbish stuff off the back of there as well. And then you're just going to leave that little tip as a point to tie in. And just get that cinched in there. Just a couple wraps to hold it in. And we'll snip that away. It's gone. Alright, I'm going to take our hackle pliers, and if you feel like doing it with your fingers you can. I just find they get in the way a bit. Just take your hackle pliers and just slowly just start wrapping it around. Oops. Sometimes it'll pop off, but that's okay. Let's grab hold of her again and just keep going around. You don't necessarily need that whole feather on there. I'll generally do 2 wraps and get what we can. Hopefully that's staying in focus, but yeah, once you've got what you're happy with, just bring your tying thread up and just get that tied in place. Just enough to secure it. Probably popping around a bit there, but get rid of that out of the way. Pull them back a bit and just get that head tied in. You have those little partridge fibres sticking back. You can use whatever soft hackle you want to substitute in. It's all good. And get it tied off. And there you go. Alright, there we have it. One Bodyspan soft hackle caddis. Really easy, great on waters which have caddis in them. Surprise, surprise. But super easy. Play with the colours. And again, if you don't have that Bodyspan, you can substitute in vinyl rib or bery. Just that stuff's a bit more translucent, so just be aware of what you tie underneath it. But I love this Bodyspan for it. It's great. Again, just a bit of peacock and that partridge. Super easy. Can stock up on them quick as. But yeah, leave it to it, have a go, and happy tying. I hope you enjoy. Have a good one. Cheers.